It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because we thought that the radicals could help us learn Japanese. However, the radicals and their black speaker fans actually hampered our studying. What would Tojo do? The Talk Funny podcast from NagoyaRadio.com and Nagoya Comedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
We're back with Talk Funny. I'm Mark Bailey. We're here with Mike Miller.
Hi.
I don't know what season they're in now, but Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee was originally on Snapple or something. It was forget the name of that.
What was it? Yeah, Snackle.
It was some
Crackle.
It was some non-existent label. They just made it up.
It was back when they were trying to figure out how to make money on the internet through broadcasting, and they thought maybe if we just give stuff away for free, we'll make money somehow. And I guess in the end, they didn't really make money, or I don't know how it went.
But anyway, you can see it on Netflix. And so, which ones did you like? Which ones not so much?
I liked the Eddie Murphy one was good. I thought that was quite something. It was a coup for him to get Eddie Murphy, but I think Eddie Murphy's trying to get back into stand-up now, so he's looking for publicity. I also like the one with Jamie Foxx. I thought that was really good.
Right.
He's a very talented guy, you know. Just he can do anything, accents. He can sing. He can do jokes. Who else was good? Seth Rogen. That was okay. Matthew Broderick was kind of like Matthew Broderick. I mean, he's a good actor, but he's not really a comedian. You know, I mean, he's kind of got a dry sense of humor, but didn't blow me away.
The earlier guests, you know, they had really some great people. They had Larry David. It's very early. This is maybe 7 years ago. Ricky Gervais, Brian Regan. I loved it. I love Brian Regan. Mm-hmm. I rewatched that a lot. Alec Baldwin, not really a comic.
Yeah.
Joel Hodgson. I don't even remember who that is now. The late great Bob Einstein. It was pretty good. It was kind of Larry David-ish.
Yeah.
Colin Quinn and Mario Jr. was very good. Colin Quinn's always good.
He's good.
Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
They're just eating chicken sandwiches at the house. It's funny. Michael Richards was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think at one point Jerry Seinfeld said something about, so what is there to talk about? And Michael Richards like, what can I say? And he says, not that.
Hey, that reminds me of a little Nagoya comedy moment there about a couple months ago.
Self-deprecation is always good.
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman I thought was good.
Yeah.
David Letterman is okay. You know, it's kind of a battle of egos.
Yeah.
Gad Elmalah, a guy who ironically...
The
joke thief.
The joke thief.
Ironically, I think it might be before Jerry Seinfeld caught him stealing his own jokes.
Oh, he stole some of Jerry's jokes.
That's Gad Elmalah. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He just does them in French.
I knew he was stealing jokes. I didn't realize he'd stolen some of Jerry's jokes.
This is a couple of years ago. Jerry Seinfeld went to France, and he happened to be on a show. They said, so Jerry had a question for Gad. What's with who's stealing my jokes? What's with it? He goes, I borrowed them. I didn't steal them. You didn't tell them in French. And he said, no, you can't translate yesterday. Yeah, you can't translate yesterday into Armenian and then sell it without paying Lennon and McCartney. You can't do that.
Wow, I didn't know he was caught like that.
He said, the melody is the same. Yeah. And the meaning is the same. You just change the words.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And with comedy, that's all you have is the words.
Like, I thought Gad Elmalah was funny, too, but I didn't realize that to the extent he'd stolen stuff. Before YouTube, you could do that. You could just go into a room and say, hey, I heard a funny story, blah, 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 and nobody would be the wiser because the audience was not as educated as they are now. But now the audience, they know.
I think
even in France, they know who these guys are in America doing stand-up comedy.
Right. So it used to happen a lot at the Comedy Store in L.A. I never worked there, but Joe Rogan was talking about it, where the big-timers... they kind of had the right to steal something from the new guys, and they would do it sometimes. And then after the internet, it's like, no, I caught you. You can't do that. I have myself on film doing this 3 years ago. You can't do that. And now I've noticed, you may not remember, but there's a Caitlin Jenner joke I did in 2015, and it's basically about she wanted to be a woman, and when she finally had a car accident, I said, I think you are a woman now, right?
Yeah.
Well, I did that in 2015 in June. I have film of that doing. And Ricky Gervais, I'm pretty sure he didn't rip me off. I've never met him.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he didn't see that. But he made a similar joke, Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 3 years later.
Yeah.
So sometimes, if you've got the same premise, you may come to the same punchline. It happens. Yeah. I'm not going to be suing Ricky Gervais,
Yeah.
Don Rickles was on this.
He was
very good. Seth Meyers, I think you might have mentioned, he was okay. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock's good.
He was good. He's always good. Louis C.K. is always good. Patton Oswalt was good. Mm-hmm. Jay Leno, I liked him. Todd Barry, I always like.
Yeah.
These are still comics. This is probably season 2. Tina Fey. Tina Fey, she was on with him, and Howard Stern, that was also good.
Yeah.
Tina Fey had a good scene with him, and we mentioned before off mic about Jerry Seinfeld can come off, just stick with me here. You have to just trust me on this. Sometimes he can come off a little elitist.
Really?
Yeah, it's just me, but...
Mark, come on, that's sour grapes.
Jerry,
Sour grapes. Jerry's amazing.
Jerry, you're the funniest comedian, I know.
He's just acknowledging the truth.
Jerry, I named my kid after you, and can I get a signature? No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, maybe not.
They had a good one, and I think it was Tina Fey, and no, I'm sorry, it was Amy Poehler. She was also on. Amy Poehler, they were, of course, at a diner. Jerry Seinfeld says to the waitress, I would like some eggs, nothing else. And she goes, how about, would you like toast? And he looked at her like, what a stupid question. And he's about to answer, and Amy Poehler grabbed his hand and said, be nice. She works on tips. Be nice.
Yeah.
She's not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And when she left, he goes, I hate when people ask me questions when I already told them the answer. And she goes, she just thought you might have forgotten to ask for toast.
Yeah.
The lady brought the eggs only, and he goes, where's my toast? What a dick.
Yeah, that's dickish. That's dickish.
Maybe third season, Sarah Jessica Parker, George Wallace. Comedian.
Yeah, he's quite good.
He's good. Robert Klein, who actually Jerry Seinfeld didn't really admit it, but he kind of idolized him. He was Robert Klein was your early 70s observational comic. Robert Klein was kind of in the early 70s. He and Carlin were trying to carry the mantle for Lenny Bruce without getting kicked off, trying to do it on TV, So Robert Klein's great. Robert Klein had a great joke. He said, my two Jewish parents, they were fine in New York. They were 70. They moved to Florida. They turned 85. Now they're dead. Florida, you killed my Jewish parents. He's really good at deadpan. Jon Stewart, I felt a little bit of a competition between the two. Jon Stewart doesn't really want to give up the mantle to anyone. Episode 29, Kevin Hart was good. Amy Schumer. Bill Burr I liked a lot. Allie Wentworth, who I don't know why she's on the show. She's George Stephanopoulos' wife.
It's
I don't know.
Friends of Jerry Seinfeld week.
George Stephanopoulos wouldn't even be that funny on that, right?
George
I don't know.
Stephanopoulos.
That's his
my
wife.
God.
Jimmy Fallon was fantastic. Episode 37, we're just going to go through all these. I'll go faster.
We're giving you this information so you can choose which ones you want to watch and you don't waste your time on the unfunny ones.
I'm going to run through the ones I thought were funny, and you can give your opinion. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes.
Steve Harvey.
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah. A little kind of lecturing Jerry on racism a little too much. Trevor, you're not in South Africa anymore. You're in the U.S. We get it. Stephen Colbert, which was weird because he had a beard.
Yeah, that was when he was kind of between jobs, I think.
Yeah. Barack Obama, which was just hilarious. It was amazing.
Good. That was good.
Lots of gags in there. Steve Martin. I'm always a fan of Kathleen Madigan and Chuck Martin. That was good. Kathleen Madigan is one of the comedians who has been stolen from, by the way, by Amy Schumer. And you can find her stuff. It's very easy to prove it. Gary Shandling, late great Gary Shandling. Sebastian Maniscalco, who you're not a fan of his gestures, but he just basically did his whole act in front of Jerry. And Jerry said, yeah, I've seen you. Jerry helped discover him, by the way. So Will Ferrell, who's always never not funny. He just looks at you and you laugh.
Yeah, he's very good with even with expressions.
He's a young Chevy Chase kind of.
Yeah.
Jim Gaffigan, who I adore. Margaret Cho was good. Lorne Michaels, which was fascinating. He was very good. Kristen Wiig was good. Norm Macdonald. Zach Galifianakis, who's also a very funny deadpan guy.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Dave Chappelle was very good.
Awesome.
Ellen DeGeneres, very good. She talked about her rape when she was a teenager or something.
It was very good episode.
And I think Jerry said something about, did you have any humor? No, the comedians in cars. Tracy Morgan, pre-accident, I assume.
Yeah.
Very good. Dana Carvey. Neil Brennan, who I'm personally not a fan of. I like his brother. I don't know. I like his bitter, suicidal, passive-aggressive brother, Kevin, better. I don't know. It's just me. But I like bitter comedy. John Mulaney, who's a really great young guy, really great, funny guy. Jerry Lewis, that was classic.
Yeah.
This is probably the recent one.
That's the current season.
Martin Short was fantastic. That was
I didn't see that. I haven't seen that one yet.
Always good. Melissa Villasenor, she's from Saturday Night Live, and she does a lot of impersonations. She's basically just a fangirl of Seinfeld. All she did was laugh.
Really?
The whole time. I kept thinking, if I was a producer, I'd say, you're the guest. You don't have to kiss his butt. You don't have to kiss his butt.
Yeah.
He's supposed to kiss your butt. You're the guest.
Right. You're the guest. You're the focus point.
And the last two, I thought, just kind of they just dropped the comedians part. It's just getting coffee. Just call it that. Because they had Bridget Everett. I couldn't even tell you who that is.
I
don't
have
remember.
no idea. I didn't.
And I just saw it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Barry Martyr, and I don't remember who that is.
No.
I didn't know who he was, and I still don't know.
Yeah.
The next season will just be getting coffee, and then the third after that will just be
getting coffee.
After that, it'll just be coffee.
Coffee.
And then it'll just be fee.
Yeah, fee. And then
Give
it's
me my
going to be George Stephanopoulos will make his debut, and it's going to turn into a chat show.
There's the one where Chris Rock was on, and they got pulled over, I think, by a cop.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Rock said, "You do the talking. It doesn't go well for us." I don't know if that was staged or not. That had to be staged.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was funny. And Jerry goes, "Yeah, I'll do the talking. Probably best. If I do the talking." And this was right during the Ferguson and all that stuff. That's when it aired.
Right.
I think we've named every single person that Jerry Seinfeld's ever met.
Next episode, we're going to go through all of the guests on Saturday Night Live from 1975 to present.
And that's our show. Thanks for listening to Talk Funny. We'll see you next week.